All right, so I'm not sure where you are, but some of you guys might have a leg like this that's not done yet with the ankles combined, like in the other video, or you might have already bound the leg in tape, like this leg is here. So for the foot, you should have a puff of plastic bag that's kind of sticking out of the foot, and you think about like a foot shape. Fold that top of the bag down so that you have the length of the foot that you need. You can use your drawing that you have, and then you're just going to tape it and bind it down. So I'm going to take my tape, just put it on the side, and wrap it around to get that in. I'm going to tuck those toes under and wrap it around. And then from there, I'm going to continue to use my tape to shape that foot. Let me get some tape ready. So I have that. I'm going to put some tape more so around the heel. And then to get the foot to go more so upwards like a foot would be, I'm going to take a piece of tape on the bottom down here. I'm actually going to rip my tape in half because smaller pieces sometimes work a little bit better. And I'm going to put the tape on the bottom of the heel, so on the side of the ankle, like that, and then around on the bottom of the heel and flex it upwards, and then tape it to the other side of the ankle. And then I can use that other piece of the other half of the tape to kind of tape around those ends that I just used to flex that foot upwards. And then from here, if this foot is too long, which this foot is way too long for the size of my figure, I can just continue. I can either cut that off with scissors, or I can, since it's still kind of really thin, I can just bind it down and use another piece of tape to bind that toe part of the foot down. And then I would need to tape it into the shape that I'm wanting. But you see how a foot is kind of coming out there, right? And you would do the same thing on the other side. So I just continue to tape this foot down until I have what I need. And then on the end of the toes, where it's kind of not so pretty, that is where you definitely want to use those thin pieces of tape to make it look better. So I'm tearing them in half. And we're going to do a lot of this towards the end, just kind of using smaller pieces of tape to clean things up. But for now, we want to use those smaller pieces of tape to kind of clean things up and have what we need take shape. So if you have this over here and you have the open leg and a foot, again, we're just going to take this little end and fold it into a foot, and we tape it like that. But if you haven't done your actual leg, I did want to show you how to do that. So if you needed to add in some thickness to the thighs, like if your person has a little bit of a hip, or if they have more of a muscular leg, you might need to use some extra plastic bag on the side of your leg to make it a little bit thicker if you need it to. And for those times, you just want to cut some bag off of an extra piece of bag and kind of bind it together to make the thickness that you need. And then you'd tape it on to the side or wherever you would need it if it needs to be thicker. So if you have things that need to be thicker, just take some extra plastic bag and tape it on. But for the most part for this leg, what I did is I just took several pieces of tape that I had ready, And I just started to bind the plastic bag right where it was. So I just took my tape and I binded it around. The neater that you work on the front end, the better your sculpture is going to turn out. And remember that if something isn't working, that you can just cut it open and start over again. So like you see how that tape is kind of hanging out down there? I'm gonna put some more tape just over that to get that smooth again. And then I'd work my way down to the ankle. So work on both of your legs and get your feet made. See how I did that?